Hello my dear students, welcome to my channel Take It Seriously. I hope you all must be doing great, taking care of yourself and studying hard. Today we are going to talk about congruence of triangles. Yes, so this video is going to be a very short video on congruence of triangles in which we will be discussing congruence of triangles and what are the different criteria that we use to prove congruence of triangles. Okay, but before we actually do that, we need to know what is the meaning of this word congruence. Okay, what congruent means? Congruence. What is the meaning of this word congruence? Congruent means the objects, or basically this word congruent means same shape and size. Same shape and size. Congruent means same shape and size. So what will congruent objects mean? Congruent objects are the objects which have same shape and size. If the shape and size are same, then what will happen? The objects will superimpose or overlap each other. You can say that congruent objects superimpose or overlap each other. What do I mean by that? Like this. Here in this case you see two flasks. They are identical flasks in shapes. You see these flasks are two identical flasks and they have the same shape and size. So once you put one on the top of the other, they will hide each other. They will completely superimpose, overlap each other, right? So congruent objects overlap each other, superimpose each other, or you can say that they are mirror images of each other. Mirror images. So what mirror images means? Like this. So what do you see when you see yourself in mirror? You see the same person standing in front of you, right? So exactly the same shape, same size. So that is what congruent objects are. So you can say that the objects, they have same shape and size, they are congruent objects, and congruent objects overlap or superimpose each other, or you can also say that they are mirror images of each other. Okay. Now let's talk about some congruent objects that you see in your surroundings or from your day-to-day life so that you get a clear picture of congruent objects. So biscuits, yes, biscuits are congruent objects that you see in your surroundings, like biscuits of the same brand. Let's take hide and seek. All the hide and seek biscuits are identical in shape and size, right? They are congruent. Cups of the same brand, so these are the cups that you have your tea or coffee in. So these are congruent objects. Dice, cricket balls, pencils, or you can say your color pens, or the currency notes or coins. These are some congruent examples of some congruent objects from your day-to-day life. Okay. Now let's talk about congruent triangles. So we know the meaning of congruent, right? Same shape and size. So congruent triangles means the triangles which have same shape and size. Okay, so they will overlap each other. They will be mirror images of each other. Okay, so let's elaborate it. So two triangles are congruent if their corresponding parts are equal. Now you need to keep this word in mind. Corresponding parts are equal means either their corresponding angles are equal or corresponding sides are equal. Okay, so two triangles are congruent if their corresponding angles are equal or corresponding sides are equal, right? So if angle P is, this is angle P, if this angle P is equal to angle A, angle Q is equal to angle R, Q is equal to angle B, and angle R is equal to angle C. So this angle is equal to this, right? P is equal to A, Q is equal to B, and R is equal to C. If this is the condition, and PQ, this side PQ is equal to AB, right? QR, this side QR is equal to BC, okay? QR is equal to BC, right? And PR is equal to AC. So if it is so that corresponding angles are equal, corresponding sides are equal, then we will say that triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, right? Now you need to be very sure about this word, right? A, B, C, the order of these alphabets. A, B, C is congruent to triangle PQR. I cannot say that ABC is congruent to triangle RPQ. No. Okay, because A order, you need to be very sure about the order. Angle A is equal to angle P, right? So that's why they both are in the first place, AP. B is equal to Q, that's why it takes the center place. C is equal to R, so last place. So you need to be really careful about the order of the triangle, okay? Because the corresponding parts are equal, right? Now, this we say that two triangles congruent if their corresponding parts are equal, or you can say vice versa is also true. Vice versa means corresponding parts of congruent triangles are also congruent, okay? So if two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts will be congruent. So this is a property known as CP-CTC. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are also congruent. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are also congruent, right? So if two triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts will be congruent, means their corresponding parts will be equal. Like in this case, if triangle ABC, this triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, then the corresponding parts means P is equal to angle A, P is equal to angle A, Q is equal to angle B, right? R is equal to angle C. So and corresponding sides will also be equal because CP-CTC, corresponding parts of congruent triangles will be congruent, right? So all the corresponding angles will be equal and all the corresponding sides will be equal. PQ will be equal to AB, QR will be equal to BC, and PR will be equal to AC, okay? Now let's talk about criteria for congruence of triangles. Okay, let's say you are given two triangles and you want to find out whether they are congruent or not. So every time it's not possible that you take these two triangles and see whether they overlap each other, whether they are mirror images of each other or not. Okay, so to find out whether two triangles are congruent or not, we have certain congruence criteria. So we basically have five congruence criteria, and let's see what are they. So the first congruence criteria is SSS criteria, SSS criteria. Second is SAS criteria. Third is ASA criteria. Fourth one is AAS criteria, and the fifth one is RHS criteria. Okay, and there is no such criteria like ASSS. Okay, S, right? So there is no such criteria. So basically we have only five congruence criteria. So we can use these five congruence criteria to prove whether two triangles are congruent or not, right? So we'll talk about all these criteria one by one. Be with me. So now let's start with SSS criteria. SSS congruence criteria. So SSS stands for side congruence criteria. Okay. So if three sides of one triangle are equal to the three corresponding sides of another triangle. Okay, I'm stressing on this word corresponding sides. So three sides of one triangle are equal to three corresponding sides of another triangle. Then the triangles are congruent by SSS, side congruence criteria. As you can see in this case, you see these two triangles ABC and YXZ, right? These two triangles. Here you can see AB. If AB is equal to XY, you can see the markings also, single line, okay? AB is equal to XY and BC is equal to XZ and AC is equal to YZ. If the case is like this, if three sides are equal to the three corresponding sides of another triangle, then these two triangles will be congruent. Then triangle ABC, again take care of the order because it's really important. ABC will be congruent to YXZ. So ABC will be congruent to YXZ. Okay, why only this order is correct? Because AB is equal to XY. So it should reflect in this statement. So AB is equal to XY, right? YX or XY. BC is equal to, right? BC is equal to, I'll just write like this. BC is equal to XZ. You can see BC is equal to XZ. And AC is equal to YZ. So the order should be according to the corresponding sides, whatever corresponding sides or parts are equal. So you need to be very careful about the order of the triangle that you write. Okay. So this is SSS congruence criteria. Let's move to the next. Okay, so now it is SAS, side angle side congruence criteria, and if two sides and the angle included between them. Okay, so two sides and angle included between SAS means two sides and the angle is between these two sides. Included angle. Included angle means so these two sides and the angle between these two sides, that is included angle. Like you can see here, AC and BC, and the included angle is this one, angle CE. Okay, so included angle. If two sides and the included angle of one triangle are equal to the corresponding two sides and included angle between them of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent by SAS, side angle side congruence criteria. Okay, so as you can see in this case, ACB and XZY, these two triangles. So AC is equal to XZ, right? BC is equal to YZ. So BC is equal to YZ, or you can say CB is equal to ZY. Okay, we can say BC or CB. It's the same thing, right? And this angle C is equal to angle Z, right? So in this case, two sides and the included angle are equal to the corresponding two sides and the included angle. It means these two triangles are congruent by SAS congruence criteria. And again, you need to be really very careful about the order of the triangles. So A, C, B. Okay, so X, Z, Y, right? So this is the correct order. So these two triangles are congruent. Let's move to the third congruence criteria. Okay, so next let's talk about ASA. So the name suggests angle side angle. Now it's really clear. Okay, angle side angle means two angles and the included side of a triangle are equal to two corresponding angles and included side of another triangle. Then the triangles are congruent, as you can see in this case, right? So these two triangles FGE and BCA, these two triangles are there, and this angle and this angle. Okay, these two angles and the included side, right? So that side that is including these two angles, so you can say lies in between these two angles. So that side we are talking about. So two angles and included. So I'm stressing upon this word, included side, not any other side, only the included side. So two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to the corresponding two angles and the included side of another triangle, then these two triangles will be congruent by ASA congruence criteria, right? So let's write it down. So angle F is equal to angle B, angle G, and FG is equal to BC, right? And the third angle G is equal to angle C. So these two triangles will be congruent. So again, need to be very careful with the order. So FGE will be congruent to BCA. Now let's talk about AAS congruence criteria. AAS means angle, angle, side. Okay, so when two angles and a non-included side. Okay, non-included, it's not included, no, it's not included, it's non-included side of a triangle are equal to the corresponding angles and sides of another triangle, then the triangles are said to be congruent by AAS congruence criteria. Angle, angle, side. So here you can see this triangle ABC, this angle, and this side. So angle, angle, and side, right? So let's write it down. So if angle B is equal to angle F, angle C is equal to angle G, and the third side AC, non-included side, right? It can be AC or it can be BC, in any one of these. So AC is equal to EG, right? So then these two triangles will be congruent by AAS congruence criteria and need to be again very important, very careful with the order of the triangle. So in this case, triangle BCA will be congruent to FGE. Okay, BCA, FGE. So that is AAS congruence criteria. It's really simple. Okay, now let's move to the last congruence criteria. Let's talk about the last congruence criteria, which is RHS congruence criteria. So RHS, so R stands for right angle, hypotenuse, side congruence criteria. So this rule is applicable to only right angle triangles. Okay, so the first condition is right angle. So two triangle needs to be right angle triangle. Okay, so as you can see in this case, two angles are right angle. You see both of these triangles have right angles, right? So These are right angle triangles. So first criteria is checked, and the next is hypotenuse and side, any other side. So hypotenuse is a must, and any of the other sides are equal to the corresponding hypotenuse and any other side of the other triangle, then these two triangles will be congruent by RHS congruence criteria. Let's talk about these two triangles here now. So if AC hypotenuse is equal to XZ, right? Hypotenuse of the other triangle, and any other side BC is equal to ZY in this case, then these two triangles, okay, BCA will be congruent to YZX. Again, be very careful with the order of the triangles, okay, otherwise you will the statement will become wrong. Okay, so this was RHS congruence criteria. So we have discussed all the 5 congruence criteria, and we have come to the end of this video. Let's quickly summarize all the congruence criteria that we have discussed so far. So the first congruence criteria is SSS congruence criteria, that is side. Second is SAS, side angle side. Third one is ASA, angle side angle, and fourth one was AAS, angle and non-included side, and the last one that we discussed was RHS, right angle hypotenuse side congruence criteria. So these were all 5 congruence criteria that we discussed in today's class. And with this, we have come to the end of this video. I want you all to please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and study hard, stay healthy and happy. Bye bye, take care.